In a valley cradled by ancient forests lay the village of Aremu, a place of harmony and tradition. The people farmed, hunted, and wove their lives into the land, their days filled with laughter and the warmth of the red earth. But a shadow was creeping across the region. Rumors of foreign men with strange weapons and heavy boots had reached them, and though Aremu hoped the danger would pass, fate had a different plan. One quiet evening, as the sun painted the sky gold and orange, a young woman named Adesewa stood at the village entrance. She was only 22, but her eyes held the courage of a seasoned warrior. Her braided hair was adorned with cowrie shells, her indigo warrior cloth hugged her body, and she held her spear with unshakable confidence. She was the hope of her people. Behind her, the village leader, Bobatund, leaned on his staff. His old bones ached, but his spirit was unbreakable. He had seen generations rise and fall, and now he watched his people gather with fear in their hearts. He looked at Adesewa with admiration. "Your ancestors walk with you," he whispered. She nodded, her gaze fixed on the path ahead. "I will protect our home." To her left stood Alujemi, the hunter, clutching his bow. He had known Adesewa since they were children, had seen her fierce spirit as she climbed the tallest trees and chased the wildest animals. He prayed silently for the strength to fight by her side. Nearby, Ireti the healer tended a small fire, preparing for wounds she hoped would never come, her heart pounding as she comforted the women and children. Then came the sound that froze them all, a heavy, metallic marching. Colonial soldiers emerged from the forest. Leading them on a brown horse was Captain Edward Harrington, his uniform pristine, his face a stern mask. Behind him marched Sergeant Collins, whose expression showed no fear, and Private Mason, whose shaking hands revealed a deep unease with war. Harrington raised his hand, halting his men. He stared at Adesewa, a single woman, young and alone, yet she stood with the presence of an army. "Step aside," Harrington called out. "This land now belongs to the crown." Adesewa did not flinch. "This land belongs to our ancestors," she replied, her voice steady and clear. "It is not yours to claim." Harrington tightened his grip on the reins, unaccustomed to such defiance. The villagers watched in breathless silence. "Captain, give the command," Sergeant Collins urged. "We can take the village in minutes." Harrington hesitated, unsettled by the young woman's resolve. "We do not want bloodshed," Adesewa continued. "Leave our land and no harm will come to you." Private Mason shifted nervously. "Sir, maybe we should talk to them." But Collins snarled. "The orders are clear." Harrington knew negotiation was never the plan. Suddenly, a loud crack echoed through the valley, a warning shot from an impatient soldier. Screams erupted. Alujimi raised his bow, Bobatund began chanting ancient prayers, and Adesewa lifted her spear. The battle for Aremu had begun. Two soldiers charged, but Adesewa moved like lightning. She dodged their fire, her spear striking one rifle away and sweeping the other soldier off his feet. She fought with a blend of grace and ferocity, each strike powered by generations of warriors. Olajimi's arrows flew with deadly precision, protecting the villagers. Bobatun's chants filled the air, giving strength to their defense. But even those who had never held a weapon picked up farming tools, sticks, and stones, joining the fight for their home. Captain Harrington watched in disbelief. The villagers were not weak. They were united, and Adesewa fought like a spirit reborn. Finally, she reached him, her spear pointed directly at his chest. "You can still leave," she said, breathing heavily but unbroken. For the first time, Harrington felt something he hadn't expected: respect and fear. He had underestimated them all. As Collins aimed his rifle at Adesewa's back, an arrow from Olajimi grazed his arm, knocking the weapon aside. Adesewa looked at Harrington one last time. "Tell your leaders that Aremu will never bow." Slowly, Harrington lowered his weapon. He knew he had lost it. He signaled his troops to retreat, leaving with their wounded and their pride shattered. As they left, Private Mason glanced back at Adesewa, a wave of relief washing over him. He finally understood that true strength lies not in domination, but in courage and unity. The village erupted in cheers. Olajimi rushed to Adesewa's side. "You fought like fire," he said softly. She smiled. "I fought for all of us." Bobatund raised his staff high. "Today, Aremu stands because of one woman's courage. Let this day be remembered for generations." As night fell, the drums of celebration echoed through the valley, and at the center of it all sat Adesewa the warrior who saved her land, her people, and the legacy of her ancestors.